All right, all right. Hello again, and this is another edition of JamAlong with YouTube, and we're gonna follow a request we got from a student somewhere back in Missouri who wants to learn Old Number 7 by The Devil Makes Three. So I decided to go to a live video on YouTube because they're more fun generally. And let's give a brief listen to this. I've got my guitar in hand, and we're gonna figure out what key we're in and what happens with the chords so we can pull this out at the next campfire jam. Let's go to YouTube. Of course, there's the rabid audience, all hopped up on a variety of substances, I assume. God bless them. So that's the key chord. It goes to another chord, goes to a third chord, back to the second chord. It's like a pendulum. The key, another chord, yet another chord, back to the first other chord. So first we want to find the root note. It's not A, it's not B flat. So when he ends right here, ooh, it's a B note. A string at the second fret. And that's an E and an F sharp. Let's pause the video for a minute to show you the trick I'm using to learn the chords. So as we discuss in our 5 levels of jamming at jamalong.org, if you go to the blog and look at that particular article, every song has different elements of music, from the rhythm to the bass line to the singers to the improvised leads, and then the chords are right in the middle. So before you jump to full chords, it's a really wise idea to try to figure out the bass line. So when I heard that first chord, I moved around on the neck real quick looking for notes, and I matched it with a B note. That's the A string at the second fret. Then I heard him drop down to an F sharp note, and that is the big 6th string at the second fret. And then I heard it drop down to the big open E string, and then go back to that F sharp note on the E string at the second fret. So essentially the bass player is my friend in these circumstances, although not often the case at the after hours party when he keeps drinking your booze and hitting on your date. But that's another story entirely. For now, if you can listen to those bass notes of the chords, it will be a big clue to what the chord progression is. So we heard the bass line that was B, and then go down to F sharp, and then open E, and then up to F sharp again. So then we just have to figure out the chords that go with that. Well, it happens to be a B minor to an F sharp to an E or E7 and back to that F sharp. Now, you could perfectly well play those chords that way, but being a bluegrass picker as I am, I always think of shortcuts in music as well as life. And so, as opposed to spending all this time barring at the second fret, well, guess what equates to a bar that's stronger than the flesh of your fingers? A capo. Okay? So, we're going to put the capo on at the second fret before going much further. If you don't have one, pause this video, go to jamalong.org and get one from our store. We have the cool one that stays on your guitar. But what you want to be doing is basically, anytime you're doing a whole bunch of barring, wherever that bar is, that could also be a capo, my friend, and save you a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So now, all of a sudden, that B minor becomes an A minor, okay, because the capo is the bar. So now we're going to go A minor. Let's look at those chords. A minor. Then we're going to drop down to E7. Way easier. And then go to D7. And then back to E7. So I had the sneaking suspicion that's pretty much all this song does, is A minor, E7, D7, E7. Let's test out our theory with the band. Okay, we're going to start after this right here. Get ready? Here we go. It sounds like it works to me. So A minor, E7, D7, E7. Over and over. all there is to this song, okay? Over and over and over. And let me pause that and talk about that, what just happened. So here's what we did. We got our guitar in tune, we went to the right video, we listened for the bass line, okay? Then we figured out, since it used a whole bunch of bar chords, that we can use a capo to substitute that bar finger. We transposed it to the new capoed key, and we had a much easier life because of it. Moral of the story, keep a capo in your back pocket and a good attitude, and spend lots of time on YouTube, and visit us at jamalong.org if you have any questions. Have fun ripping on this song.